everyone. And first and foremost, thank you for taking the time out to join us today in this webinar organized by SapienKid. Food, as we all know, is something that all parents struggle with. Building healthy habits. My child doesn't like to eat the roti sabzi that I make, or my child just loves junk, or the major complaint that my child is just not hungry and he just eats a mouthful and then doesn't eat at all. All these queries are the ones that each of us as parents have gone through at one point or other. Be it a mother who's trying to wean the child from 6 months onwards, or a mother to a teenager who has their own likes and dislikes about food and a say in what they want, to somebody who's a primary year old child who has just started developing and voicing their opinions. Food is something that is essential and the most important part for our children's lives. So today we are here to discuss how we can build these healthy habits into children. So I have some great panelists with me. First, I have Ipsha Barua, who's a fitness enthusiast, a coach, and she has been working with a lot of people spreading awareness about fitness all across. Then I have with me Romal Surana, who is a parenting life coach, founder of Nanha Gyan Foundation. And she is also a parenting coach who works with different parents across the society and helps them building essential habits into children. And then I have with me Dr. Asmita Surana, who's a homeopathic physician, a cosmetologist, and her clinic, Health 360 Degrees, a lifestyle clinic where she is helping transforming lives of people all around. Welcome to all the panelists. Thank you for joining us today here. I would like Ipsha, Romal, and Asmita ma'am to say a few words about yourself, please. Ipsha, we can start with you if you want to add in a few words about yourself.
Okay. Hello, nice to meet everybody. Thank you so much, for inviting me to this wonderful webinar, and I'm looking forward. So I am a fitness coach, and I'm also an athlete. So I've been on the stage and looking forward to going on the stage again. The main idea for this webinar today is that a lot of habits that we need to build has to be built at a very young age as possible, because once we're adults, a lot of the things that we learn, it becomes difficult to unlearn and relearn. So we have to do it as early as possible. Thank you so much. Looking forward.
Over to you, Romal.
Smita ma'am, you please start, then I'll continue with that.
Yeah, hi, good morning, everybody. It's nice to be with you all guys in this seminar. I'm Dr. Asmita Surana. I have been practicing since last 23 years. And basically, I'm a homeopathic physician, but then I have launched a concept of a lifestyle clinic. See, nowadays, like people are going and taking medicine, self-medication is like increased like anything. So whatever diseases are happening or whatever the lifestyle has changed, that is the main root cause of all the diseases or problems which are occurring around. So my clinic is a lifestyle clinic. I just study the lifestyle of a particular patients and then suggest medicine accordingly by studying their lifestyle. And this nutrition and kids are like my favorite subject, because I'm seeing so many kids in my clinic, those who come. So this is, I think, a need of an hour. And I really congratulate SapienKids to take initiative to trying to more focus on this subject. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, Romal.
Thank you, SapienKids, and I welcome all the parents and all the panelists and the moderator for this. I'm Romal Surana, and children are the center of our universe. And when the center of our universe creates some issue, you really need someone to help you out, because being in that chaos is difficult for you to handle. So wherein I start with my role as a parenting coach, any issues that happens with regards to behavioral, with regards to kids development, their studies, I help parents to build that bridge. And not just that bridge, but how to create that wonderful bond with your child that we all face through in our day-to-day life. As the age, as the child's progresses, the child's understanding level and our understanding level needs to be become more stronger. That is where I play an important role. So I'm a parenting coach, and with that I help parents to build that strong bond with their children.
Thank you so much, Romal. So to begin with, my first question is to Dr. Asmita. Like, there is so much information available all across, and a lot of parents struggle what nutritional needs are actually of a child, because everybody is saying something differently. So can you shed some light on what is a balanced diet for a child as per a age? Because we see that a lot of parents are forcing people to eat when actually the child might just not need it. So if you could shed some light on that, thank you.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Gayatri. See, nutrition for the child, it is like a very tricky and a very vast subject. And most of the new parents, they just when they are having a first baby, so they are like more conscious कि मेरे बच्चे को क्या खिलाऊं, क्या खाना देना चाहिए, what to eat or what not to eat. So they just study a lot, they just Google it. But see, nutrition for the kids is based on the same idea of nutrition for adults. So there is nothing something which is very different. Everyone needs the same type of things, such as vitamins, minerals, carbohydrate, protein, whatever. So whatever nutrition for child is not something different than from the nutrition for the adults. So basically, the parents who are here, I need to tell them कि there is no such a rocket science कि बच्चे के लिए क्या अलग से खाना देना चाहिए. No, nothing. Whatever you all are eating as a parents, you can give the same things to your children's. See, children's need a different amount. Parents are eating in some large portion, the children's will be needing in the things in the different amount in different ages. So it is very important whatever children's eat and drink during their early ages can affect their health for many years to come. So instead of I feel focusing on what extra nutrition what you want to give to the children's, you should be focused on what type of habits you are developing in your children's to eat. So आप जो खाना बच्चों को खिला रहे हो, whatever you are eating, same आपको आपके बच्चों को भी देना चाहिए, but something in a different proportion. So ये जो develop होनी चाहिए nutrition की या healthy nutrition की, that we have to start it from the early age instead of focusing more on the nutrition की ये अच्छा है, ये nutritious है, इसमें protein है, इसमें carbohydrate है. No, nothing saying. See, we are Indian people, सब्जी रोटी दाल चावल ये तो अपना रोज का ही रहता है, and what this is our Indian food. So इसके लिए कुछ अलग से बच्चों के लिए बहुत अलग कुछ देना है या कुछ एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स लेने हैं. No, you can make it in something very interesting or something in a very tasty way. ऐसे आप लोग बच्चों को दे सकते हो, but उसके लिए बहुत ही आपको कॉन्शियस होने की या बहुत टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं. बिकॉज व्हाट आई सीन इन माय क्लिनिक, मेनी न्यू पेरेंट्स दे कम एंड डिस्कस विद मी, ये कुछ खाता ही नहीं है, उसको क्या देना चाहिए. सी कुछ नहीं देना चाहिए. सी व्हाटएवर हम लोग खा रहे हैं, सब्जी खा रहे हैं, रोटी खा रहे हैं, दाल खा रहे हैं, तो दाल में तो प्रोटीन तो आ जाता है दाल में. सो देयर इज नो एक्स्ट्रा प्रोटीन पाउडर यू नीड टू गिव फॉर योर किड्स. जो नॉर्मल रूटीन अपना होता है जो चलते आ रहा है फॉर मेनी इयर्स, so you have to follow that technique. So balanced diet देना चाहिए कि सब चाहिए उसमें. You need to have carbohydrates, जैसे रोटी में आ जाता है, भाकरी में आ जाता है. I just try to teach the parents कि just avoid this bread and that maida matters, biscuits, everything. जो अपना ट्रेडिशनल फूड है, घी है, चपाती है, वैसे ट्रेडिशनल फूड ही बच्चों को देना चाहिए. बट इट शुड बी बैलेंस कि इसमें सब एलिमेंट्स आने चाहिए. एंड एज आई फील कि अपने जो इंडियन जो अपना खाना है, तो अपने इंडियन खाने में ऑलमोस्ट सभी ही बैलेंस्ड खाना ही होता है. देयर इज नो एक्स्ट्रा मैदा या ब्रेड है या कुछ बाकी स्टार्ची मटेरियल है, ऐसे नहीं होता है. सो we have to expose them to wide variety of foods जो घर में बनता है. Take your kids to the vegetable market, ask them to choose the vegetables. वो घर पे आके आप लोग बनाओ. So nutrition वही देना चाहिए कि जो हम लोग खुद घर में खाते हैं. And what is the traditional जो अपने किचन में पकता है, you need to give that type of nutrition unless and until there is a specific case कि कोई there is some disease or बाकी there is some nutritional deficiency. That time we have to give the particular diet according to the particular need of kids.
Thank you so much, Dr. Asmita. I really love the point that in early years, especially, focus onto the habits rather than focusing too much on the nutrition. I think it's a big takeaway for all parents like me, that you have to focus on building the good habits rather than how much and what they are saying. Next question following that to Dr. Ipsha is, when it comes to fitness, kids today are in various activities. Parents want the kid to flourish everywhere, be it dance, be it sports, be it arts, be it everything other than school activities. So what are the key points that parents have to keep a watch on when food habits are considered in terms of the physical activities that they are also performing?
Okay. Okay, this one I'll keep it very generic because the following questions might be a little specific. Just thank you so much, Gayatri, for asking me this. So on a wider basis, children will always see what the parents are doing. So you may not be able to force them into something unless you change those habits yourself. Because see, the first idol is the mom and dad, right? If you keep those junk food, like what you say, the high calorie, the calorie dense food like the chips, the biscuits and packages, you keep them around the house, they're going to reach for it. If you reach for it, they're going to reach for it. If you eat that, they're going to eat that. They're going to be with you at all times. So first thing is, keep the environment, the house environment is the first environment that they're exposed to. Keep it as like in a way that it is healthy for everybody. Like if you keep vegetables, if you keep seasonal fruits in your refrigerator, if you keep like you make a home food and then you serve them, and you eat at a proper meal times and a family dinner time jo hota hai, you keep it together, the child will follow that habit, the one that you lead, the one that you place on the table. So make sure that the child is eating different kind of fruits, seasonal fruits. They have a variety, colorful vegetables on the plate according to seasons, and make sure that even if they have some cravings, again we'll go into that little later, but if they have into cravings, you will have to check if it is feasible for you to give them, if it is okay, if it is occasional, if it's just a little bit on the weekend. Don't restrict too much, because over restricting will it's like elastic band, just comes back really bad. So don't restrict too much, but at the same time keep an eye on the other days of the week when the child has to focus on their hunger signals, because children are very active. They might be hungry on certain occasions, and when somebody is very hungry, it is a normal adult habit to reach out for the food that is closest to them, and that will be a packaged item on most occasions, right? So भूख लगी है, खाना बनाने में 10 मिनट लगेगा, 15 मिनट कौन रुकेगा, मुझे भूख लगी है, मुझे अभी चिप्स खाना है, चिप्स दे. So we'll have to inculcate those habits, try to clear the environment so they don't reach out for that. Also, we have to help them build patience at that age, right? So like we say, as we grow into adults, because adults have free will, like mujhe karna hai to main kar lunga. So we can't do that when kids are around. So yeah, it's basically an environment that the parents have to keep first proper, and then the child will follow suit.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ipsha, for that, because I think you reiterated point that Dr. Asmita made about focus on the nutrition, that they are focus on the habits rather than the nutrition, and keep a clear environment. So I think parents here, we need to change ourselves first before we bring in the habits into the children. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Ipsha. Next question is to Romil, that you are a parenting coach. What would you say are a few points that parents really need to take care of, or they keep in mind when they are building healthy habits in children. Because today we see, like, from day zero, parents want healthy habits. I want my child to sleep, like, 6 hours a night from day zero, or they want, like, 3 hours of sleep for a child. So be it that, or be it breastfeeding, or be it food, what is it that parents need to take into consideration?
First and foremost thing, we need to we should eat mindfully. When we say mindfully, so are we eating the food? So is the screen on in front of you? That is the first question. Because most of the time you work, you eat, and the screen is there in front of you, which is running. And what are you eating? You don't know. और mummies, they do it very, अरे बहुत अच्छे से करते हैं. बच्चा खा नहीं रहा है, कितना खिलाना है. टीवी या स्क्रीन आपका ऑन है, बच्चे को फटाफट फटाफट खिला रहे, भैया काम खत्म हो. This is the major mistake, as I have seen in a lot of parents. And even parents, when they come home, they will switch on the TV and they will eat. What are we doing with the eating? This is not mindful eating. And later, when the kids grow up and they really don't know, are they hungry or not? Because once the TV is switched on, or the screen time is switched on, they feel hungry because you have triggered two things together: screen time and eating. And in this, obesity is obvious, right? Obesity is obvious, that everyone go through. So parents, please inculcate the mindful eating. At least your dining table should be screen free zone in your home. You are not allowed to have screens when you are eating. So once you don't keep a screen in front of you and eat, it will be difficult in initial phase, but I am sure we all can do it. And kids look at us, so they will do what they see, they will not do what they hear, right? So you have to come into the picture wherein you are making sure that at least eating time, which is a 15 minute to 20 minutes time, is without screen. So that is the first thing. Second thing I would love to say, that when kids say, when parents say, ki, my child doesn't eat the whole day, what do I do? What if it starves and everything? See, bhook lagna एक natural process है. As per the science, what is the age of your child? उससे एक दिन माइनस किए तो उतने दिन बच्चा भूखा रह सकता है. Let your child understand the basic instinct of hungerness. हंग्री क्या होता है, भूख पेट में होता क्या है, ये समझना और ये समझाना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. यही नहीं समझेगा तो अब जो खा रहे हो उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है. घड़ी में अगर से 8 बजे हैं, 10 बजे हैं या 1 बजे हैं, ब्रेकफास्ट टाइम में, ये आपका लंच टाइम है, दैट डजंट मेक सेंस. भूख लगना, ये बहुत भूख लगी है और मुझे कुछ खाना है, ये समझना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट योर चाइल्ड अंडरस्टैंड्स द हंगर, एंड देन व्हेन यू फीड, द फूड इज आल्सो रिस्पेक्टेड. And what goes in with your saliva gives you that nutritional value also. So that's a holistic development that is happening. What are we doing? We are feeding the kids without their hunger triggers. So we need to take care of that.
Thank you so much, Romal. And again, you reiterated Ipsha's point that, children do what they see. So if the parents don't change their habits, the children are not going to have those habits. And it is important to understand the hunger. I think it is important for us parents also to understand that hunger. I think stress eating would be so much reduced if we really understood what hunger truly is. Thank you so much for those points, Romal. My next question is to Dr. Asmita, that there are so many commercials who are selling food items, and then they show that healthy food is boring. Everyone, oh, healthy food, wow, so boring it is, I don't like boring food. And that is somewhere the children see, because as Romal said, screen time has become a normal time in all households. So how can parents make it more appealing? Because that is what happens in many of the houses.
Right, that's a very good question. See, nowadays there are so tempting advertisement for this, especially junk foods. Like not even kids, even parents get attracted. Oh, this looks so yummy. This is so nice. So ये मैं मेरे बच्चे के लिए लेके आती हूँ. So it starts from the parents. The parents should first of all take a control of the supply of food in the house. देखो, kids are small, wo jaake, even if they are doing commercials, they are doing it for their purpose, they are doing it for their business. We have to mind our own business in our own home. So ये पेरेंट्स को फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये कंट्रोल लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये पेरेंट्स ही रहते हैं जो मार्केट में जाके बच्चों के लिए ये चीजें खरीद के लाते हैं. सी द मार्केटिंग पीपल आर डूइंग देयर जॉब, दे आर जस्ट गिविंग देयर एडवर्टाइजमेंट एंड देयर जॉब इज डन. ये बाद में अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है कि वेदर टू बाय दिस और नॉट. सो आई विल से कि इसमें पेरेंट्स ही रिस्पॉन्सिबल होते हैं कि जो जाके ये जंक फूड और ये कुछ अट्रैक्टिव फूड जो अच्छे अच्छे एडवर्टाइज करते हैं, अच्छे अच्छे मॉडल्स यूज करते हैं, उनको खरीद के लाते हैं. सो इट इज नेसेसरी फॉर द पेरेंट्स कि दे शुड टेक द कंट्रोल ऑफ द फूड सप्लाई इन द हाउस, कि घर में क्या आना चाहिए, क्या नहीं आना चाहिए. ये घर में जो फूड का स्टॉक होगा, दैट पेरेंट्स दे हैज टू डिसाइड. See, if the kids are hungry, they will eat whatever available in the freeze or cupboard, but they won't go outside and they will buy food whatever they are seen in the advertisement, right? So this is again the duty of the parents to take the in charge of the food which is coming in our house. Secondly, see, it is a like child tendency कि कुछ भी थोड़ा सा अच्छा attractive दिखा, so they will demand for it. So once in a blue moon you can buy for them, but कितना देना चाहिए, क्या नहीं देना चाहिए, उसका कंट्रोल अपने हाथ में चाहिए. बिकॉज बिल्कुल ही नहीं दिया सो द चाइल्ड में फील डिप्राइव. सो कितना कंट्रोल में देना चाहिए, कितना नहीं देना चाहिए, ये हम लोगों ने डिसाइड करना चाहिए. सेकेंडली व्हाट आई फील कि whatever food you are offering, you should offer the food to the kids. क्या खाना है. So give that freedom to the kids कि क्या खाना है, क्या नहीं खाना है, so that the children will understand कि जो है उसमें से ही choose करेंगे. They will not go out of the way and saying कि नहीं मुझे ये इसमें ये for example some chips are looking very nice, some nachos are looking very nice, मुझे नहीं. You offer food to the kids whatever available in the house, so the kids will choose from that only. सेकेंडली व्हाट इप्सिता हैज सेड कि घर में फैमिली मील का एनवायरनमेंट होना चाहिए, कि घर में सबने बैठ के खाना खाना चाहिए, सो दैट सी चिल्ड्रंस आर एग्जैक्टली फॉलोइंग व्हाट द पेरेंट्स आर डूइंग. So it is a responsibility of the parents also to develop healthy habits for themselves. अगर पेरेंट्स ही बाहर का लाके नहीं खाएंगे तो चिल्ड्रंस भी डिमांड नहीं करेंगे. And as I said कि once in a blue moon it's okay कि कुछ दिखा अट्रैक्टिव लाया for the fun purpose, that is okay. But if the what I have seen in my normal clinical practice, ki parents, they are only not following the healthy lifestyle, and they come to me and they ask me ki my child is demanding this, he is not eating healthy, because they are just following you are not following the healthy eating habits, healthy lifestyle. So children are also doing the same thing. So again as I say, this is again comes to as a parents' responsibility. And as I said before also, start them young. Food preferences are developed in this early life, so it is again our responsibility to offer variety of food. उनका like dislikes ये सब बचपन से ही start हो जाता है. So उनको ऑफर ऐसी हेल्दी फूड से ऑफर करो. डोंट ऑफर देम व्हाटएवर द एडवर्टाइजमेंट एंड दिस कमर्शियल्स है. दे आर डूइंग देयर बिजनेस फॉर द ओनली पर्पस, बट अपने को बच्चों को बड़ा करना है, उनको हेल्दी हैबिट्स उनको डेवलप करनी है. सो वी हैव टू स्टार्ट द हेल्दी हैबिट्स एट द वेरी यंग एज ऑल्सो. सेकेंडली व्हाट इन एज आई सेड, यू सेड कि कमर्शियल्स पे काफी जूस और ये इसके भी एडवर्टाइजमेंट आते हैं. I strictly say no to these all energy drinks which are available for the kids. Water and milk are the only best energy drinks for the kids. So do not fall into the trap of these energy drinks or energy bars. नहीं, ऐसे कुछ नहीं होता. So it is again as I said कि हम लोगों को ही control रखना चाहिए as a parents to develop the habits of the kids in the early age. और एक बार अगर early age में अच्छी habits develop हो गई, then it will go long way.
Thank you so much, Dr. Asmita. And just in continuation to this, I would like to ask that a lot of parents have a couple of doubts about how they can build immunity, because today's children face a lot of issues with immunity. So I understand that you said that it's important to build their likings and habits, but is there anything specific that can be made sure it's there in the nutrition so that the immunity is taken care of?
Nowadays immunity problem is happening, problem is there in most of the kids, because see, we are not once the baby 6-8 months ka ho gaya, and when we started the outside food, the most of the parents are giving the foods from the outside, like like that cereals or something ready made food. So the actually जो healthy खाना जाना चाहिए बच्चे के पेट पे, तो वो नहीं जा रहा है. एंड जो हेल्दी न्यूट्रिएंट्स जाने चाहिए, जो नॉर्मली अपने पुराने जमाने से चलते आ रहे हैं, दाल चावल का पानी दो, या थोड़ी सी खिचड़ी बना के दो. सो दिस थिंग्स आर द लाइक द पेरेंट्स आर बीइंग बिजी, तो गर्म पानी डाल दिया, वो सीरियल तैयार हो गया, बच्चों का दे दिया. सो सी वी एज अ पेरेंट्स, हम लोगों को थोड़े एफर्ट्स लेने चाहिए बच्चों की इम्यूनिटी बिल्ड करने के लिए. सेकेंडली whatever as I said before also, कि हम लोग ये जो फूड खा रहे हैं उसमें का ही थोड़ी सी सब्जी, थोड़ा सा फीका हुआ, चलो तीखा नहीं बच्चों को पसंद है, तो whatever we are eating, we have to expose them, we have to show them this variety of foods. हम लोग एक पर्टिकुलर रेडीमेड फूड देते हैं बिकॉज अपना काम इजी हो जाता है एज अ पेरेंट्स, बच्चों का भी खाने के बाद पेट भर जाता है. सो वी आर रिलैक्स कि दिया नहीं दिया, बच्चे का पेट भर गया. सो अगर आपके बच्चे की इम्यूनिटी कम है और आपको इम्यूनिटी बिल्ड करनी है, तो अगेन उसके लिए कुछ इम्यूनिटी बूस्टर्स की जरूरत नहीं है. ईटिंग प्रॉपर फूड, घर का खाना, देसी फूड इज ओनली सॉल्यूशन टू डेवलप द इम्यूनिटी. और बच्चों को थोड़ा खुली हवा में थोड़ा खेलने को देना चाहिए, गिरना चाहिए बच्चों ने, उनको थोड़ा लगना चाहिए, खुली हवा में खेलना चाहिए. पेरेंट्स क्या करते हैं, बहुत पैम्पर करके रखते हैं, नहीं मत जा गिर जाएगा, लग जाएगा. लेट देम फॉल, थोड़ा सा होने दो उनको, कुछ खरोच आई तो कुछ होता नहीं है. तुम लोग अगर बच्चों को घर में ही बिठा के रखोगे टीवी के सामने, एंड यू जस्ट वांट योर किड टू बी सेफ, बिकॉज बाहर जाएंगे तो नॉर्मली व्हाट आई हैव सीन, ये कोविड के बाद ये प्रॉब्लम बहुत आया है. किड्स लाइक मोस्ट ऑफ द पेरेंट्स आर वर्किंग फ्रॉम होम ऑन द लैपटॉप. सो अगर बच्चे बाहर गए तो ध्यान कौन देगा उनके ऊपर, तो इसलिए बच्चों को टीवी लगा के दो. सी ऐसे नहीं होता है एक्चुअली. पेरेंटिंग इज लाइक लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोसीजर. तो बाहर अगर बच्चे खेलेंगे नहीं, गिरेंगे नहीं, खुली हवा में सांस नहीं लेंगे, बंद रूम में रहेंगे, टीवी के सामने रहेंगे, एंड दे विल बी प्लेइंग सम ऑनलाइन गेम्स. सो ऐसे सब चीजों से ना माइंड डेवलप होगा, ना बॉडी डेवलप होगी. तो खेलना चाहिए बच्चों को, पसीना आना चाहिए बच्चों को, गिरना चाहिए उन्होंने. नंगे पैर, मैंने बोला जैसे आई सीन कि पेरेंट्स बच्चों को गार्डन में लेके जाते हैं, उनको थोड़ी सी जो घास होती है, ग्रास होती है, उनको नंगे पैर वहां पे चलने दो ना, कुछ नहीं होता उससे. बट पेरेंट्स आर लाइक नहीं मिट्टी लग जाएगी. सो दिस इज अ न्यू एज पेरेंटिंग. सो बच्चे भी क्या हो जाते, कॉन्शियस हो जाते, खुल के नहीं खेलते. एंड ऑलवेज पैम्पर करके रखो, नहीं सर्दी हो जाएगी, ये करो, नहीं गर्मी लग जाएगी, एसी लगाओ. ऐसे नहीं होता. जो नॉर्मल चीजें होती है, जो नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर होता है, whatever the things are there, जो नॉर्मल होती है, बच्चों को वैसे ही एक्सपोज करना चाहिए. डोंट इसके लिए ठीक है पेरेंट्स को थोड़े एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स लेने पड़ेंगे, बट दैट इज आई सजेस्ट कि इंस्टेड ऑफ गोइंग फॉर सम इम्यूनिटी बूस्टर सिरप्स और सम टैबलेट्स, ये तुम नेचुरली चीजें, नेचुरल लिविंग जो है वो बच्चों को लिव करना सिखाइए. दैट इज अ गुड इम्यूनिटी बूस्टर.
Thank you so much, Dr. Asmita, for pointing that out, that you don't require anything extra. सब कुछ हमारे घर पे ही है that we can add in. Thank you so much for that. I come to Ipsha next, that overall fitness is also of utmost important, and you being a fitness coach, can you suggest some activities that parents can do with their child on a regular basis to have that regular fitness with a child?
Now अभी बहुत सारे फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज है दैट कैन इन्वॉल्व द फैमिली और मे बी 1 or 2 पेरेंट, डिपेंडिंग ऑन देयर शेड्यूल. सबसे पहले महाराष्ट्र में बहुत सारे अच्छे ट्रैकिंग के जगह है, लॉट ऑफ नेचुरल एरियाज आर देयर, लॉट ऑफ घाट्स आर देयर. तो वी कैन पे आप अपने children या child के साथ वहाँ जा सकते हो, and because it is a घाट, because it is a trekking zone, they're very green, बहुत हवा है, there is a lot of scope for the child to understand the terrain, physical activity भी उनकी cover हो जाएगी. This is like on a weekly basis you can do. What you can also do on a weekly basis is you can enroll the child in swimming classes, or if you're free you can also join the swimming classes, because swimming classes में there is a section for children, अलग से एक section होती है, and there's another section for adults. So the children, they go to a smaller pool first, then they go to the larger pool, with the adults they'll go to the larger pool. So segregations hai, and that's why swimming classes are very good, where you can of course swimming is one of the very important thing that most children learn very fast, right? And you can also enroll them in if we talk of activities, you can enroll them in physical activity classes like martial arts classes. Abhi martial arts are gaining popularity. I've seen this mostly in Pune. They hold martial arts classes in different spaces. That's in the evening classes, they do that a lot, and I've seen a lot of children go there. And they're very active, they're very excited for those classes. Other than that, you could whenever you're free with the kids, you can play badminton, you can play cricket, you can go to different sports stadium, you can play those the games, table tennis, you can play with them. Other than that, you can walk. If you have a dog or if you have a pet at home, it's preferably a dog. So you can walk the dog on most evenings whenever the child is free or the parent is free. So both of you, can go and walk the dog, take the stretch, maybe after dinner up, you can walk the dog. Or early in the morning when you're free, you can walk the dog. वहाँ पर steps आपके cover हो जाएंगे. And something as simple as cycling, kids love to learn cycling. It's mostly the parents who help them with those trainer wheels at the back. So this is like a bonding activity, right? The child may want to cycle on its own, but the parents have to give the push. Other than that, something as simple as having a tennis ball and just playing like catch. आप छत पे गए, तो you throw the ball to your father, the father throws the mom, you throw it to the child, and you play catch. This helps with your reflex skills, helps with coordination, and it's also another family bonding activity. So all of these together, you can mix, match, and apply it in your schedule.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ifsha. Another complaint that many parents have is my child does not eat at all. So are there some short exercises or some things that parents can do with the child to increase the appetite? Okay, so this is a half. So when let's say somebody tells me like my child is not eating, or the person is not eating, now not eating is actually a half information. So whatever I will give is very generic, because जो भी recommendations हम देते हैं वो उनके history को लेके देते हैं, not with that statement, because the recommendations become very large and they're never specific to that case. So why is that child not eating? Does the child have stomach issues? Does the child have some allergies? Is the child upset? They may go through some mental problems. School mein kuch issues ho sakte hai, or like Romal said and Dr. Asmita said that they may not have hunger signals. Jo circadian rhythm hoti hai, a child will always follow their own circadian rhythm. What I've noticed is like whenever I used to coach mostly the mothers, they have their own children. One thing is very common is that the mothers, they always say ki my child will not overeat because they know when they are hungry. They know when they have to eat. That's why I cannot always force them. So you cannot always force them. So let them understand their own hunger signals. And for physical activities, like just now we covered, Dr. Asmita said, like if your child is sitting in front of the TV, they're not going to be hungry. There's no hunger signals. There is no activity, then there's no hunger signals. So the child has to be active. He or she has to understand that, not understand, but maybe made to act upon the fact that they have to be active, and activity can lead to a better hunger signal. Thank you so much, Ifsha, for that. And before we proceed, I would just like to add to the participant, if you have any questions, please put it into the chat box. We will be taking up at the end, or our experts will be answering to them as we go further into the session. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat box. Thank you. And now I come to Romal, that, as you very rightly said, that the screen time goes hand in hand with food time. And you very rightly said that it should not happen. But there are times when, some unavoidable things happen and the parents are not there, or when there are maids who will take care of children in today's generation. So how can we involve the entire family to this point that there is no screen time during meal times? Or, how do we put that forth across everyone?
See, it is very easily could be done, even if you have, caretakers with your child and parents are not around you. So the what is there, when a child sees, there is a visual and there is a sound associated with it. We need to avoid the screen. We can use podcast. We could use, a different story through this, where the sound is going on. So the child is listening any which ways and eating the food. Something is going on in there. Something else is going on in the environment. So this is the first thing that we can do. We can put a podcast or even the YouTube, put it somewhere else. Just the sound could be heard by the child. So this satisfied them and they could read. Second, if the caretaker is really educated, the child could read a story, they could read a storybook. Okay, generally eating habits, when it comes, we're talking about the kids whose age are a little lesser. I mean, they are like, they are not independent readers. So you can encourage if a caretaker could read out the book and show the pictures. This could be the second thing that could be taken care of. Third thing, what we can do is, when the children are eating and they are not, they want to eat by themselves, when you're feeding them, you can give their toys in and around them rather than a screen time. Let them make their Lego work, or let them play with their blocks and then feed them. In this way, their creativity is involved somewhere or the other. They're able to sit at one place and eat. So sitting at one place also develops. Majority parents whose kids are, in the age of 3 to 5 years or below that, they complain, हमारा बच्चा एक जगह बैठ के खाना नहीं खाता है. So, when you give them different things which are there that they can play in and around, they will sit at one place and do. So give them multiple options while eating so that you are feeding them and they are engrossed in this. So at least the screen time will be reduced. The mindful eating starts there, because when they are playing also, they understand their food signal, hunger signal. Now I'm supposed to stop now. This is what I want now. And try to make the food very attractive. अभी attractive बनाने के लिए उसके अंदर sauces या cheese डालने की जरूरत नहीं है. हम उसको काफी अच्छा खुद ब खुद बना सकते हैं. So whenever you are feeding, understand child's portion. We try to feed them too much. Okay, तो अब थाली लो, बड़ी थाली लो. हम लेते हैं बच्चों के लिए छोटी थाली और उसमें पोर्शन डालते हैं इतना बड़ा, और बच्चा देखते से हेडेक, oh my god, I'm supposed to eat so much, मुझे खाना नहीं है, tantrum starts. Okay, now what can you do? Take a big plate, put a small portion, and even not a small portion, the regular portion, the child knows, I'm supposed to eat this much only. Mentally, the child is ready to eat now. So these are the few things that you can do. For the cutlery, you can make the cutlery very attractive so that the child wants to eat in that. You can have a wonderful spoon, a wonderful bowl, a beautiful plate. वो देख के उनकी eye appealing हो जाती है, and they would love to experiment with that. So in this way, you can start different things. Even if you're not there, even your caretaker can take care of.
Thank you so much, Romal. And what can be made? Like, you gave so many options that we can do with the child. But a lot of parents have this guilt, I would say, that they are not spending enough time with the child today, because both the people are working. At times it happens that they come home when the child has already slept, or they leave work when the child is sleeping. So are there anything we can have activities as a bonding time and also build food habits into them? It could be like, a weekly thing or a monthly thing, or what is it that can be done? Any other things other than eating food? What can be the activities that can be done?
There are a lot of activities involved when it comes to family bonding, and it doesn't require any props or games. See, so I'm going to give you certain tips which are there with props and without props. So as per the age, when you have different board games like puzzles, at any age, you can use that. So that could be a family time, right? And it is a very comfortable thing when parents come together and play. Very good. Ifsha gave the wonderful example of throwing balls. Catch khelna hai or passing the parcel khelna hai. This is something that could be done when you have multiple options. But at times when weekends, when mothers are working at home, cleaning home, doing a lot of activities. Now, how do they spend time with their child? And that guilt really bothers you. I'm going to give you certain tips with regards to what games you can play even when you are working, even when you're doing anything. So, do you all want to play with us? If you are ready, then please unmute yourself and we are going to select 3 volunteers. Who will be the 3 volunteers who would like to volunteer with me for this game? Any 3 volunteers, I'm sure. If you're not comfortable switching on your computers or screen, it's okay. You can unmute. So we can have 3 volunteers playing with me. I can give you multiple games and it will be a fun. Dipali,
I'm ready, ma'am.
to
Yes,
be a
I'm
part of
ready.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, Dipali is there. I think Gayatri and Ipsha, would you also? Dipali, Ipsha, Gayatri. Let's
Okay.
let's team up. Okay, and even I'm going to be part of it. So the one thing, every child knows a lot of vocabulary, and we want to increase its vocabulary. So let's start with letter B. We are not supposed to take any proper nouns, any common nouns starting with B. So I'll start with B for ball. Ipsha,
Basket.
basket. Gayatri,
Bat.
bat. Dipali,
Uh, B for big.
B for big. Okay, B for beautiful. Ipsha,
Are we supposed to describe somebody?
Somebody said big. You have to again say one word with B.
Box.
Box. Gayatri,
Boxing.
okay. Dipali, one more word with B.
B for bad.
Bad. Bad already. B for BAD. Bad.
Bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
B.
bad. I'll say bold. Ipsha, your turn.
Mm, Big.
Big has already been done. Say something new.
Okay. Bucket.
Bucket. Okay.
Package.
Baggage. So see, while playing this, you started thinking and you started giving words to your child. And do we require any props? With cooking, with cleaning,
Oh,
we can do this
nice.
small activity, right?
Nice.
Isn't that interesting, parents? If you really like this, then give you a thumbs up.
Yes.
At least, or mention in the comment that you like this game. Second game that you can play with your kids is this is I've taken letter B. You can take from A to Z any. If your kids are a little grown up, and you still want to spend time with them, you can play this game ending with AD. So let's play this game ending with AD with Ipsa and Gayatri and me. Let's play this because our screens are open.
Okay.
HAD had. So ending with AD. Had.
AD.
Ipsa,
Mad.
mad.
It's
Bad.
actually madness. Bad.
Madness. You have to start. It should end with
Bad.
AD. Yeah?
Bad.
Bad. Dipali.
Fad.
Had. Okay, I can say sad.
Fad. Yeah, fady fad.
Okay, very fat. I'll say it's sad. Ipsha.
AD is like ad. Like ad.
Yes, absolutely.
Ad.
Ad. It's fine.
Dad.
Dad. So see, you can do multiple variety, ending
Okay.
with ads, ending with AD, ending with anything, even starting with TH. So this will increase the vocabulary of your child. While playing this game, I learned this word called threshold. When I was understanding, I need to start with something with TH. So I thought, and then the thought, threshold, different these words, making your kids' vocabulary will become much better, right?
Oh, I want to add something to this. I remember one more game. This is similar. Okay. So one day I was lying. I was a long back. I was a kid and I was lying on my bed and my father said, "Can you see this book? It's a dictionary. What's written here?" I said, "No, Dad, it's a dictionary." I said, "Now see the word dictionary and take out words from the word dictionary, like diction, to, on, in."
Yes. It's a wonderful game that you would like to play with your kids. Now, these are the vocabulary games that you can play. One more thing that you can do is, we generally teach our kids the basic colors, like, red hair, green hair. What if you start playing with them the tertiary and the secondary colors like beige, turquoise, you know, let's play colors game. When they're learning you don't say the basic colors, let your children say the basic colors and don't repeat, and you give them the, you know, the different examples of the advanced colors or the tertiary colors, the secondary colors. Pink, blue, gray, they all know it, this has been taught to them. But when you give them the better answers, even they will think, whenever they see something new, I could add this next time when we play, you know. Even that creates a wonderful bonding. Whenever you're going out with your kids, you are there in the car or you are there, ask them, how many signs have you seen? So you're increasing the observation skills, right? That observation skills will be helping them. Okay, I have seen this. They will remember the way also where they are going, and plus with that they will remember how many pharmacies I have seen, how many cars have I seen. What the wonderful game that I used to play with in my childhood and still play with my child, adding up the numbers of the vehicles. You know, this is the wonderful game when you are going around with your child. When they ask for the, you know, screen time, you can tell them, okay, this is the number of that vehicle, add it, and wherever you go you will find the traffic, not traffic, at least some vehicle to add on. That will enhance their mental state, mental you know, cognitive skills will be developed. They will be in a better state to do a lot of things. So these are the few things that you can play with your children to have that bonding, even if you're traveling, even if you are you know, being there at home, in and around. Planting is one of the good things that you can do, where wherein, you know, when you're peeling up the vegetables, right? Certain vegetables are not that good, they are already ripe or they're decaying. Take out that seed, put it in a plant. Small activity for 10-15 minutes, when you're developing a better habit in your child also. So these are the few things that we can do it with our kids without using any prop. Over to you, Gayatri.
Thank you so much, Romal. And that reminds me, like, you know, even I play like I spy something that is blue, I spy something that is green. Across when we are traveling or adding numbers is another one of my favorites, because being a math educator, I think for me, getting the mental math in is something that is very keen. I'm keen on. So thank you so much, Romal, for those wonderful activities. And with this, I open the stage for any more questions. Thank you, Dr. Asmita. You've been very active on the chat box responding to the queries. But if any parents have any further queries about not just food, but even about physical activities or some parenting habit building skills for Ipsha and Romal, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Excuse me.
Yes, Dipali.
Hello, I'm Dipali. Yes. So I want to ask. My child eat all the food, but he eats very slowly. Means he chews so many times, and he takes 1 hour to eat. Means for lunch also, for dinner also, he takes 1 hour. So how can I help to fasten his chewing process?
Okay, may I answer this question?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so in this, first thing you need to understand that eating is a process where your oromotor skills also plays a very vital role. Okay, chewing is an oromotor skill. So if your child takes time for eating, just first thing identify, is your child does the child take small bites? Okay, if the child takes small bites, then very good. If the child is not taking the small bites, encourage to take small bites and work on the oromotor skills. There are very simple oromotor skills that I'm going to give you today. So the first oromotor skill is this. You know, gussa hota hai to we do it, right? Second is this jaw activity. So there are different oromotor skills, 10 to 15 oromotor skills that you can do it with your kids to enhance this, and this will help them to chew a little faster. Second thing, add liquid to the food. Like कई बार होता है कि हम सिर्फ काफी जो खा रहे हैं वो moisture उसमें कम होता है. So that takes time for the child to swallow the food. So increase. So if between your child is eating sabzi roti, encourage him to have dal also with that, so that it gives them the moisture and it becomes easy for him to chew and get it swallowed.
I hope that helps you, Dipali. Thank you so much, Romal. just a quick query. Gurjeet, I'll come to you. Just give me a second. There is a feedback form that is posted onto the chat box. If all the parents would be kind enough to fill that form, would be amazing. Gurjeet, I guess you have a question for, yeah?
Just a request, can we get a recording of this?
Yes, we will be sharing the YouTube link as soon as it's up.
Okay, thank you so much.
There is a question, I think Ipsha will be the better person to answer. There's a question in the chat box. How to encourage toddlers to do exercise?
so, so what's the age, if I may ask? What's the
Vijaya?
age?
I think Vijaya has asked, what is the age of the child, if may ask about it?
I think he's not there in the meeting.
Vijaya is there in the meeting.
Yes,
I don't know if she can hear us.
Vijaya Wag, yes, she's there.
Yeah. Below 2 years.
Okay, this is very challenging. Okay, so there is no specific way to answer this now. See, the active now, somebody who is not cognitively developed, who is very distracted, they love seeing different things, they love to chase things. Even if you probably, I do not know if you have a pet in the house, but if you do, they may be very fascinated with the pet. So they even if you put a ball in front, they'll be very fascinated with that. If you put certain objects in front, if you put like Romal said, if you can have a Lego set. I think, I do not know if Lego sets are very there in the market, because this concept was there around in the late, even before 2000s, where the century 2000, we had Lego set very often. So if you could keep a certain building block Lego set around, or puzzles, so you have to start with the mental exercise. And if you are looking for physical activity, so you'll have to take them basically handhold them, literally handhold them into those physical activities, take them out, take them around, and get them exposed to the environment. So let's say, if अगर आपके घर के बाजू में ट्रीज है, ग्रीनरी है, या एक पार्क है, तो आप उन्हें पार्क में ले जा सकते हो. एंड वो एक जो विजुअली एक स्टिमुलेटिंग करने के लिए एक एनवायरनमेंट होती है, वो हमेशा घर के बाहर, ज्यादातर घर के बाहर होती है, एक एनवायरनमेंट में होती है. तो आप उन्हें उसी पार्क में उन्हें खेलने के लिए परमिशन दे सकते हैं. यू कैन वॉच देम एंड गेट देम. शायद स्लाइड्स हो या स्विंग हो. एक पार्क भी देख सकते हैं जहां पर it's going to be very interesting. Slide ho, swing ho, they'll have pull up bars, they'll have those climbing bars. You can help them up those in those places, and that way build small habits, and basically it's a compounding interest. So
Thank you so much, Ipsha.
I would
Yeah,
like to
Roman.
add to this. If your child is below 2 years and you want to give something, then massages is one of the wonderful exercise for their muscle to strengthen. So please massage your kids at least twice or thrice a week, because that strengthens their muscle, that gives them the full exercise. Okay, that is one of the things that you can do. Other thing, when it comes to the kids, like toddlers are very you can put them in their if they are not able to walk, or give them the walker, or give them this tricycle, or one cycle, I mean,
Tricycle, that's
tricycle
tricycle.
is there that you can try with them, which by just pushing they can move forward, and that's a wonderful exercise that we can do.
Thank you so much, Romal. If with your permission, I might add something here is what I did with my daughters was, when I used to exercise, instead of having weights, I used to have my child in my hand and get them involved when you are working out. I think seeing you exercise, they start exercising. If you are doing a Surya Namaskar at home, you can encourage your 1.5 year to at least do some steps of it. They can bend down, they can sleep on the floor, they can touch the ground, something of that sort can also encourage them by seeing. Again, it is the children do what they see, and that is a very important thing. I think Dipali has also mentioned a very important thing, that just put on dance yourself, and they could clap you also, they copy you. Getting the moves, the toys and everything, moving toys and everything are also a very good thing. If I'm not wrong, correct me, Romal, that's, or even Dr. Asmita for that matter, loud music needs to be controlled around children who are below 2 years, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, thank you. Gurjeet has a question that my child is not eating, and if I forcefully put it in the mouth, it's spitted out. Any idea to encourage the child to eat?
First and foremost thing is that when it comes to kids, if they're spitting out the food, probably the texture is a problem. So you need to understand what sort of texture the child likes it and accordingly give that. Second is are you feeding the child when the child is hungry? If the child is not hungry, the child will not eat. So give the child time and make him understand the hunger before you make him eat. The next thing is to encourage the child what needs to be eaten. Give him variety, put different stuff and let him play with the food. Majority time to develop that interest in the food, we need to give the food the child can feel, understand, and then eat. So when you're sorting up the vegetables, when you're doing, give them that space to touch and feel that, to sort it, to put it in a bag so that they understand. Even with regards to, touch, let them touch the food and don't force them to eat. May rather you can create an environment wherein they love to eat the food. You decorate them. If you're making a big paratha, don't make a big paratha. Make small, rolls of it so that child understand I'm supposed to eat this much only, and they're not hesitant to eat, or they're not worried about it. Oh, I'm supposed to eat so much. Even if they don't express it, it is there in their mind. Eating time should be very happy. If it's forceful, they will have an aversion for the food, because they know now the food has come. Now my mother is going to hit me, scold me. There will be a scene I don't want to. So whenever they will see a food, there will be an aversion and they will not eat food. So eating time should be happy.
Thank you so much, Romal. I think there was a question about the ideal weight for a 4.5-year-old, which Dr. Asmita has already taken care of in the chat box. Thank you so much for Dr. Asmita. There is another question where, that my child doesn't eat the complete portion. They just eat possibly a small bite and start playing and running around. So what can be done for that? I think Dr. Asmita had covered this a little briefly. So
Yeah.
can you take it forward?
Yeah. See, we, like, our generation has been grown up in the like that typical sentence, clean the plate, थाली साफ होनी चाहिए. So is don't make compulsion बच्चों को कि बच्चों ने भी सब खाना ही चाहिए. नहीं, see, उनको जितना चाहिए उतना खाने दो. Don't serve them too much. Serve them little, bit by bit. थोड़ा थोड़ा serve करो. तो उनको जितना खाना है, once they are done, they will stop. It is like हम लोगों को लगता है कि बच्चों ने ज्यादा खाना चाहिए, and that is the reason we serve them more, and then we want them to finish it off. So don't do like that. Serve them little. और उनको जितना खाना है उनको खाना है. वो जो अपना वाला था कि नहीं पूरी थाली साफ होनी चाहिए and सब क्लीन होना चाहिए, that clean the plate mentality नको. उनको जितना खाना है जितना चाहिए थोड़ा थोड़ा सर्व करो. Once they are done, let them finish and let them stop.
Thank you so much, Dr. Asmita, and thank you, Romal, for answering that question in the chat box, that is it good to read or show books while eating or listening to rhymes and songs? Thank you so much. It's absolutely fine to do that. Any other questions from anyone, please? I guess that's all the questions that we have for today. Is packaged milk good for kids? Nowadays, some doctors recommend that milk is not good. Dr. Asmita, would you like to take it?
No, packaged meals means if the milk is coming in the Tetra Pak, that is definitely I would recommend. But if there is a like agar if there is any by any chance अगर हम लोगों को full fat milk बच्चों को देना चाहिए. वो जो आता है वो slim fit वाला milk and all that stuff, तो don't go for that. Milk is always good for kids. हम लोग बचपन से पीते आ रहे हैं. So I तो always recommend milk for the kids. पर वो जो टेट्रा पैक वाला मिल्क है वो वाला नहीं देना चाहिए. जो फ्रेश मिल्क होता है आजकल there is new fund of A2 cow milk and all that stuff. अगर वो वाला दिया तो भी चलेगा. But you should definitely give milk to your kids.
Ma'am, here I would like to ask the question: what if the child is intolerant?
If he is lactose intolerant, then definitely don't go for it. But
So
agar
what
if
are the
I
options that can be given? Like I personally use almond milk or soy milk of sorts because both my daughters are lactose intolerant. So what are the other options that we can have for a child who's
Gayatri, very honestly, I personally feel ये जो नया फंडा आया है almond milk का और soya milk का, just imagine वो जो almond milk के लिए कितने सारे almonds use करते रहेंगे. Is that pure really almond milk? Unless and
no,
until
no,
अगर
I
हम
make it
लोग
at home. I make it at home.
then you should definitely go for it. Then
Yeah.
you should definitely go for it. But वो बाहर वाला जो almond milk के tetra packs मिलते हैं, don't go for that. अगर
No, no,
घर पे
I
बना
make
रही
them at
हो
home.
सोया मिल्क भी अगर घर पे बना रही हो, डेफिनेटली गो फॉर इट. घर का खाना, घर की बनाई हुई चीजें हमेशा से 100% प्योर ही होती है. बट ये टेट्रा पैक वाला जो होता है, जो सोया मिल्क मिलता है, आलमंड मिल्क मिलता है, definitely don't go for that.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Dr.
And
Asmita.
I think you should add coconut milk even,
Yeah.
because soy milk, coconut milk, and almond milk, कोई में से एक भी option, it's good for any kid, because उन milk को हमको boil नहीं करना पड़ता, and any child who consumes it will not be a problem.
Thank you so much, Romal, for adding it to that. And with that, I think we have come to the end of the session. It was amazing interacting with all three of you. The key points that I take from this particular thing is give importance to the habits rather than the nutrition in the early years. Secondly, as parents, we need to change first before we try to bring about the change in the children. And last but not the least, that don't force them to do anything. Let them learn for themselves what is hunger. Let them understand their own hungry cues and let them be the decision makers of how much and when they want to eat. So thank you so much for such a beautiful input on such an important topic today. And I would like to thank SapienKid for organizing this event. So SapienKid also has a lot of interesting books about different topics. So if anybody wants to go through them and look into them, the website is given into the chat box. You can please visit it anytime. And we are going to come up with many such webinars on many different topics. So feel free to write to us in case if you have any questions or if you want any specific topic that we should take up for you to address anything. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Jay from SapienKid. Thank you, Meena. Thank you, Suman, for being so coordinating and so helpful in the entire coordination. And please, a request to the parents to please fill in the feedback forms. Thank you so much for being here and giving your time for such an important topic.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gayatri. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Romal, and thank you, Iksha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Meena.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Thank you.